I'm upset that it took many people until week 23 of the NBA season to recognize how good Josh Giddey has been in Chicago. The past 2 months now, he has been tearing up the NBA with his playmaking and even his scoring, as he has started to be a competent three-point shooter, along with being more free on that end. It is a shame that it took this long for many to realize how special he's been, but it is March, and he did hit a game winner from half. But let's discuss him and the Bulls more in this week's episode of In Case You Missed It, the weekly recap on this channel that drops every Monday at 3. Through 65 games, Josh Giddey is averaging 14, 8, and 7 on 47% from the field and 38% from 3. Over the past 20 games, though, he is averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists per game while shooting 50% from the field and 47% from 3. This is roughly a 2-month stretch for Giddey, and to think that it is only being highlighted now is crazy because we have acknowledged him in the weekly awards multiple times over this stretch, but now his play is finally getting recognized by the media. His ability to score now has allowed his playmaking to reach untapped levels for him, as now he has to be guarded and cannot be left open or sagged off of. Defenses have to respect him as a scorer now, and with this, he is able to draw more attention and allow his already well-known playmaking abilities to thrive. With how well he is playing, the narrative about the trade that sent Giddey to Chicago and Caruso to Oklahoma City is being revisited, as it appears that the Chicago Bulls went from big losers to huge winners, simply because of the production of Josh Giddey now. You can't exactly disagree with the fact that Josh Giddey playing like this has established himself as the true lead guard for the Bulls team for the future. Let's actually talk about the team's future now. The backcourt has been established. Josh Giddey and Kobe White are perfect complementary guards to play next to one another, as Kobe White is much better as a pure scorer and playing off the ball, while Giddey as the primary ball handler can make the offense run and enhance everyone around him, as we've seen really all year. You look at the Bulls sitting at 33 and 41, you think they're just a bad team on both ends. However, the story of the team this year is much different. The Bulls' offense has been unreal all year, as they can light up a box score with the shooting and scoring that their players possess. The issue they have is that they have not been able to stop anything at all. The defense is so horrific that it is actually laughable, because they can score 120 points on 3 straight nights, yet still lose the games pretty badly. So you have to look at this Bulls team headed into the offseason and say that the offense of the team is set. You must add defense in the front court, and if the team is successful in that, you have a Bulls team that could look at a play-in spot next season, no questions asked, as an actual competent young team. The team has the power to really make a statement this offseason with an established backcourt that is young and can light up a box score, and if they add the correct pieces to play alongside them, look for the Bulls to look like the Pistons this season, and don't be surprised about it, because the offense is going to be dangerous regardless. I mean, the draft could really change everything for the Bulls. Right now, they're set at what? They currently sit at the 9 seed, but they can drop. If they drop, they do have a higher chance of drafting someone. I want to see them target some good defensive players. I mean, Colin Murray-Boyles from South Carolina would be a perfect fit for the Bulls. Same with Kawan Malawach. There's a lot of good prospects for them to draft. And then if they just sign quality 3-and-D veterans, this team has a very good shot at being competent next year. So yeah, again, look out for the Chicago Bulls. On a less positive note, the Grizzlies fired head coach Taylor Jenkins with the playoffs basically being 2 weeks away. What a crazy decision, because it makes no sense at first glance. Then you learn that Ja Morant was a factor in it, as he was upset with how the offense wasn't as focused on keeping the ball in his hands. Really makes you think about where the decision comes from. Here's my stance on this. The Grizzlies had no reason to fire a coach that has kept you at a top 5 seed in one of the most dangerous and competitive conferences we have ever seen, especially considering how much time his players miss. It is completely ridiculous, but then to hear about how Ja Morant was unhappy, let me just say this. Ja Morant has no right to be angry about not being the sole focus of the offense, because he does not play enough games and hardly plays at all. Like, I love Ja to death as a player, and he is one of the best players in the league. But how is a coach going to center his offense completely around you if you are a no-show to the games and don't play? Health issues are uncontrollable, but you also have to recognize that if you're unreliable, a team can't rely on you for everything when you are there, or else the team is going to be cooked without you. Just look at last season. Moral of the story, I do not agree with the Grizzlies' decision here. Do it in the offseason, but right now is crazy. And I wasn't high on them in the playoff setting anyways, but Grizzlies, I'm not a fan of what they've been doing right now. Breaking news, Domantas Sabonis might want out of Sacramento if the organization cannot figure out the clear direction it wants to take. A weird claim because it is clear that Sacramento wants to compete, as they wouldn't have brought in Zach LaVine when they moved to Fox. If they wanted to rebuild, they would have just gotten even more young assets in exchange for the superstar. I don't think this is a direction issue that Sabonis is having. Rather, I think that it is an issue with the approach, because adding Zach LaVine and before that DeMar DeRozan, they basically added the Bulls to their team. And we just saw how unsuccessful that Bulls team was in a much weaker conference. So Sabonis and many are questioning why they think it would work out in Sacramento. I, for one, am questioning that too. It is a fair question. My opinion is that you can't expect something to work out in this short sample size. But I do believe in the Kings team for the near future, as the team has many issues stemming from chemistry and defense right now. They need a year to figure it out, and I hate to break it to Sabonis, but he doesn't even have that kind of value to really request out and land in a competitive situation, even if he believes so. So I don't think this rumor has really any backing on it. It's just something that he feels, and yeah, don't pay too much mind about it. It's not worth the time thinking about Sabonis leaving the Kings. Damian Lillard has a blood clot and is out for the near future, and it could loom into the playoffs. It is heartbreaking, as it would mean the Bucks are a first-round exit in many matchups, and with the team slipping as is, there will be a lot of speculation as to what is going to happen with the Bucks this offseason. I think it is being underplayed on how serious a blood clot is. I mean, there is a reason Wemby is shut down for the year, and I just want to wish Dame all the best and make sure he has this resolved before he even thinks about coming back, because basketball isn't as serious as your life, and a blood clot is a dangerous health issue regardless of if you are an athlete or not. So yeah, take your time, please. The Orlando Magic had their best week in a while, as Franz and Paolo were both finalists for my players of the week. But my question for you all is, how dangerous of an 8 seed are they going to be? Maybe even a 7 seed, but they have a better chance against Cleveland than Boston. So again, do you think the Magic are going to be a dangerous 8 seed, and how good are they in the playoff setting? Because we don't even know if Jalen Suggs will come back yet or not. As for my weekly awards, the player of the week or MVP for week 23 is Josh Giddey, obviously. About time he gets MVP after getting the surprise player of the week twice in the past 2 months. The surprise player will be Justin Edwards, as he has been playing very well for the 76ers. My team of the week is the Detroit Pistons, as they went undefeated even without Cade Cunningham in some games. Worst team of the week is the Milwaukee Bucks, as they did not win a game. And yeah, there's just a lot to critique about this Bucks team because they look atrocious. As always, my power rankings are updated on the screen as I do weekly. Feel free to pause and see them and click on the video in the upper left corner if you want to watch last week's episode in case you missed it, which is on the Cavs. And if you want to see my first 2025 NBA draft prospect rankings, click on the video on the upper right, as some players' rankings might shock you. Y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.